All right, I have something special for you tonight. It's going to be fairly short, but it's going to be incredible what I'm going to show you. Do you remember how the new mayor in Mexico Beach, a city that has received about $100 million in FEMA money, she was elected a couple of months ago. The mayor is the CFO of the city, according to the charter, unlike other cities. And they don't want the mayor to take a look at the finances and the contracts. They just want that one guy. The one guy is the only guy they want to have access to all that stuff. Those are called internal control problems. So the internal threat to the city. It's quite incredible. Well, a video surfaced showing that the city didn't feel that way last year. I've got a treat for you. I'm going to show it to you. But let me first thank my sponsors, and I'll show you something that's going to be short and worth it. It's a hot time in Florida, and my friend Ryan could make sure your air conditioning is running at peak efficiency. He could even install a new one, built to a higher standard, American standard. Find out more at PCAirRepair.com. Don't let back pain and neck pain get you down. Find relief at Brown Chiropractic Center on St. Andrews Boulevard in Panama City. Dr. Sherry Brown helps people heal naturally with chiropractic adjustments and deep tissue massage. Call 769-3777. All right, we're going to go right to it. I made this video today. There was a city council meeting this morning. And Mayor Miller, the new mayor, showed a video from last year. And what we've been seeing ever since she took office is 3 members of the council, Jerry Smith, Adrian Welly, and Richard Wolf. They've been doing all they can, along with the help of the city attorney, to keep her out of the finances. They said that, look, she's got access to the reports. She's got limited access. What more do you need? What are you looking for? Whatever you find, it's going to be boring. You don't need it. Well, the city attorney, whose name is Clint McCahill, this year, just last month, wrote a legal opinion saying that he's not sure if she has the power to unilaterally act to look at public records. And so the video was shown at the meeting today, and I addressed the council and the city attorney, and I've put together some video to go along with it to give you the context. This is a 6.5-minute video, and this should blow your socks off. Am I mixing the metaphors again? All right, take a look at this. Video, Mayor, that you just played from last year.
The charter of this city recognizes the type of government we have. We are a mayor-council form of government. We are not a manager-council form of government. Now, I know that we have issued ordinances or passed ordinances that give responsibility and authority to an administrator. But if you read the charter, it is the mayor is the CEO, mayor is the CFO of the city.
That was Mayor Al Caffey. And it's pretty remarkable the difference between last year and this year. I think you've been in office nearly 2 months now, Mayor, and out of the CFO. The charter calls you the CFO. The former mayor said he was the CFO. And the city attorney, Clint McCahill, acted on that because in that meeting, it was about a raise.
Back in 2005, the rationale was for in the mayor's seat that because of the responsibilities delegated by the charter, and I took the oath of office to run for mayor and be involved in the mayor, and I hold that responsibility. I make that part of what I do. So that's why there was a discrepancy in the council mayor compensation. That's what started that whole thing, was the following what the charter says the responsibilities of the mayor is.
and City Attorney McCahill, you actually wrote an ordinance. You were here, and so were you, Mr. Baker, and so were you, Mr. Smith. And it's remarkable that now I've heard you guys argue that the mayor is not the chief financial officer.
To do understand that we are a city council run, not the mayor.
The council has oversight. You're part of the council.
Yes. Well, let me explain something from
You want
what-
to be more than that. You can't be more than that. That's what it is.
Okay.
Didn't you look at your job description before you
Yes,
took
sir,
the
I
job?
studied that and researched it quite well.
Whatever.
I've heard you say that she needs your approval, a majority vote, before she has full access to the financial records. That's incredible.
I don't think there's any question that this council can vote to give themselves access to this software. The question, and I'm still not ready to give that opinion yet, is whether you as the mayor can ask for it unilaterally without the council being involved with it. And if the council votes today to give themselves access, that will become a moot point. If they vote no, then I'll have that opinion to you by the end of the week, whether you can just do it unilaterally on your own.
If that is your position, and Mr. McCahill, I refer you to the charter, section 2.01, and you emphasized that the city has vested all powers in the council, but you left out the second part, except where the charter specifies.
Excuse me.
The last meeting?
And then also, the very last sentence, if you read 2.01, it says that the council shall provide everything necessary for the city to perform its duties and obligations. And if you are saying that the mayor cannot perform CFO duties without a majority vote, you are in violation of section 2.01 of the charter. That's a violation of the law. With nearly $100 million coming through in FEMA money, this is a very, very big deal. If there was an audit and a problem, the CFO would be the one responsible. So I hope that this is resolved and that the people can see what is inside all financial records, which are public records. And if anything needs to be redacted, the CFO should be able to see that and decide that just as well as the CFO's assistant, the city administrator. Mr. McCahill, you know this better than anybody. And your opinion that contradicts the previous 2015 opinion, contradicts city charter. And I believe, by the way, if you are representing the city, and that's what the city attorney does, and you're not representing the mayor for some reason, you may have a conflict that is prescribed by the Florida bar. And I recommend you consider that. Thank you.
Excuse me. Mr. Smith has something to say.
I don't think we need to be clapping, and I don't really like to make it down. Ma'am, you said we could comment on it. I don't like the way, sir, in front of a city council meeting, that you down our city attorney. We high heels, he's a polling power the cities. And when you get up there and I'm not educated, man. You understand, sir?
I do, yes.
I want you to understand I'm not educated, but I did come up through this for 72 years. And the way you talk to him in a public meeting, so I do not agree. I do not.
All right, I'm gonna call point of order now, please, sir.
And
I
I-
think we need to be arguing.
I'm not arguing. I'm just, he was down Clint, and I like Clint. If Clint could say,
Point of order, please.
I know, yes, ma'am, I'm through.
Yes, sir, you're good.
I know I'm not. You said we could comment. I'm not. I'm through, and you didn't.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Clint, can you tell us? He said something about. Can you? You are a lawyer, and like he said you
I'm
was.
I'm the presiding officer here. I will be glad to open the floor for Mr. Clint to respond.
I can respond later in my section of time.
I would like you to go ahead and respond to Mr. Smith, please.
The city charter states that you are elected administrative and financial official of the city. However, the city has been operating in a different capacity for a long time. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's indifferent. You set forth an ordinance number 644 that's been amended on other times that gave the city administrator the duties to handle all that stuff. And I don't know what the problem is, but
You want to look good? You want to feel good? Little John's Big and Tall is where it's at. Right across the street from Sky's Pizza Pie, 5700 North Davis Highway. You can find out more online at littlejohnsbigandtall.com. He's also a member of the iTex trading community, where your iTex dollars are welcome.
Isn't that absolutely incredible? I mean, the whole thing is unbelievable. So the video surfaces, and by the way, if you want to see that video by itself, it is posted below this show. So it's posted on its own, that 6.5 minute video. And I hope you watch it again closely, because what's incredible to me, now that we know that last year, Mayor Al Cathy asserted what is true, that in Mexico Beach, the city charter designates the mayor, unlike other cities, as the CFO and the CEO of the city. And the city was incorporated in 1967. It was adopted again, the charter, in 1985. It was amended in 2003. And all of that time, they did not have a city administrator. The mayor was the CFO. Now, they might have had somebody in that role, but it was not codified in law or in the charter. Okay, and as I understand, there was somebody operating in that capacity. But the charter designates the mayor as the CFO. The city administrator was officially created in 2005 by an ordinance that does not supersede the charter. Basically, what the city did was it gave the CFO a helper, an administrator. And as you have seen, and I might as well show you, in a 2005 analysis by the attorney, by Herondale, at the time it was Harrison Sale McCloy, by the Mexico Beach city attorneys. This is what they said. Look where the star is. Well, we can read all the underlined parts. In 2015, the city got a legal opinion that was correct. It is governed by a mayor-council form of government. The mayor has powers beyond those of other individual council members. That's why the mayor gets paid more than the council members. And the new ordinance should not be interpreted to have established a council mayor form of government by removing the mayor's powers and granting them to the city administrator. The mayor and city administrator have concurrent authority regarding some areas of city administration. When it comes to finances, there's the CFO and the CFO's helper. That's the administrator. I mean, and they knew that just a year ago. So for the city attorney last year, after Mayor Al Cathy asserted his proper authority during a discussion and a vote to give the council and the mayor a raise last year, the mayor makes more than the city council, and Mayor Cathy explained why. Now, Clint McCahill, the city attorney, was sitting right there and acknowledged it to be true. And he wrote an ordinance for the raise that he brought to the next meeting. He knows this. So why would he write a legal opinion last month that contradicts that? I mean, to me, he's caught red-handed. I mean, this is bad. Did the city attorney, when he was tasked by the current mayor, before she knew about the 2015 legal opinion, did he not research? He said he did. Did he not find the city's 2015 extensive legal opinion that cited authority and case law? Did he not look at that? He just made up his own stuff. I mean, if anything, that's a dereliction of duty. So why would I say that he has a conflict of interest? Well, I'll tell you. Last year, Michelle Miller was on the Planning and Zoning Board, and they thought that she might run for mayor. So the city administrator, Doug Baber, who's still there, and the city attorney, Clint McCahill, who's still there, they worked with Larry Bassford, the state attorney, to do what I've never seen done in Bay County, and that is prosecute somebody for sunshine law violation. I didn't know you did that, Larry Bassford, State Attorney Bassford. Well, they did it against her, but there was not enough evidence that it was dropped. She was on the planning board. It was dropped. And then she did the unthinkable, and the voters chose her over the incumbent, Al Cathy. So now the mayor is being advised by a city attorney who testified against her last year, within the last year, and a city administrator, a helper dude, who also testified against her last year. They wanted to put her in jail. They didn't want her running for office. Damn, that sounds familiar today. She was their political rival. And the state attorney, Larry Bassford, was trying to put her in jail for sunshine law. And now he represents her as the mayor. And you know, I'm no lawyer, although I play one in real life and I beat them in real life. At least I have twice. But Bernie, the attorney here, can tell you this. I know that there is a prohibition by the Florida bar that if you have a conflict of interest, you can't represent that client. And it seems to me that this would fit within that. So this is what I told Clint McCahill, if you are representing the city, you're representing the mayor, but you can't represent the mayor because you testified against her last year. I mean, that kind of, I'm not way off base, am I? Well, they all know this, but they're going to do all they can still to keep the CFO of the city, the mayor, Michelle Miller, from looking inside at the contracts. See, nobody really knows except, well, the only one that we knows, because he's the only one with the key to the bank, is Doug Baber. See, if they say, well, this department spent this much money and this department spent that much money and this much money of FEMA was spent, what the voters want to know, and the reason they elected Michelle Miller, is they want a line item accounting of it. Did any of the money, somebody asked today, did any of the money go to the former mayor, Al Cathy's business, Ace Hardware in Mexico Beach? Did any of the money go to anybody else's business or nonprofits that are officials in the city? Well, at this point, we don't know, because the current city administrator has delayed the audit this year. And the three amigos on the council and the attorney, who I believe has a conflict of interest and wrote an opinion last month that contradicts what he did the year before. Boy, there's something going on in Mexico Beach. These are all called clues, are they not? So I just had to share with you what I thought would be, and there's a lot more. There's a lot more. But it's really remarkable what's going on, especially when you see how what they all believed and stated and took official action on last year. That is really, really, really unbelievable. All right, I'm going to wrap up early. I promised you it would be short and sweet, and I want to thank another sponsor who helps us find the truth and bring it to you the best we can, that you won't find anywhere else.
Is your past ruining your future? Having your record sealed or expunged wipes the slate clean, providing you with a new opportunity in life. I'm Al Saulene, your Panama City Beach lawyer. 215-0628.
And of course, I want to thank the Unknown Patriot for your support for my independent efforts to find things and show them to you so you can make your own decision. I sure hope they get things squared away in Mexico Beach. It's a long drive. And but I have a feeling with $100 million or so of FEMA money flowing through the city of Mexico Beach, you got to know where the money went. Everybody knows you got to know where the money went. And now the mayor, who's the CFO by city charter, is going to find out. So you might as well stop any conflict of interest you have. And for the Three Amigos, you better get on board, because as I said at the end, if the council's not providing everybody in the city with what they need to perform their duties, they're violating the charter in section 2.01. That's breaking the law.